Good morning, Foothill. Thank you so much for having us here today. We're excited to share virtually with you about Keyara's gift and all the exciting things that happened in the year 2020. My name is Karen Eklund, and I'm here with my husband, and he's going to share a little bit more.
Hi, I'm Craig, and we know most of you know about Kiara's Gift and what it is, but we assume that there are a few out there who might not know what Kiara's Gift is. And so Kiara's Gift is a nonprofit that our family founded in 2017. It really grew out of our family living in Liberia and adopting our youngest from Liberia and getting to know the people there and getting to see some of the struggles that families had there. And we saw how difficult it was for families to put their children in school, to get basic health care for them when they got sick, and to provide even for basic needs like food and shelter and clothing sometimes. And so, out of that, observing that need, Kiara's Gift was born. And so, Kiara's Gift exists to provide access to education, healthcare, and other basic needs for those who live in poverty, specifically in Liberia. And we're excited to be able to share with you what happened in 2020. So, in the fall of 2019, Kiara's Gift was sponsoring 93 students to attend school. And as the school year went on, of course, the pandemic hit in the springtime, and there was a pause, but they were able to go back to school and complete the school year. And so it's by God's grace, we're excited to say that all 93 students are moving on to the next grade and progressing in their studies. In addition to providing access to education in 2020, we also provide access to healthcare needs. Sometimes students will get sick. Most times it's something like malaria or typhoid fever, something like that. Sometimes it's a breadwinner in the family that gets sick, and we provide access to healthcare for those people as well. Um, and sometimes we get involved in more extensive medical services, as is the case with this story that Karen's going to share with you now.
So, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Daniel. Daniel stole our hearts several years ago when we visited Liberia. He is an Ebola orphan and was taken in when he was just a couple years old and lives with one of our caseworkers, Mammy. And he's very active, loves to dance, loves to play. And in one of those playful moments, he stumbled backwards into a pot of boiled water that he didn't see on the ground. And in that moment in time, his skin was burned severely. They rushed him to the local clinic and then to Elwa Hospital, where he was in the hospital for almost a month. During that time, he received antibiotics and he had several skin grafts. We are grateful to several donors that gave generously so that Daniel's hospital bills could be paid for. And even when he went home from the hospital, we were still worried that he was going to get infections. But thankfully today he is walking and playing again. He had to do a bunch of physical therapy to stretch that skin. And we are just grateful that Daniel is smiling and playing once again and is healthy. Another story that I'd like to share with you is about Alfred. We met Alfred back in 2009. I think he was about 7 or 8 years old at the time. He had recently lost his sight and was blind, and his mother came to us without knowing what to do. She was carrying him on his back. She had him in diapers and was feeding him like a baby. And we were so excited to find a blind school. And fast forward many years, Alfred was able to go live at this blind school. He learns how to take care of himself. He learned how to use Braille to read, how to walk by himself. He's able to travel all over Liberia in taxis and everything else. So we are so excited to see the young man that Alfred has become. But one of his biggest desires and wishes over the last several years has been he wanted a computer with technology that would allow him to be able to learn more and to study. So we were so excited when a donor offered to pay for this assistive technology for Alfred. And we'll be showing you some pictures right here, I think are jumping into the screen, that will show you the ceremony of our caseworkers and Reverend Francis presenting Alfred in his classroom with this assistive technology in the form of a laptop computer. So thank you to those that helped with that.
So, as we enter the 2020-2021 school year, we are excited to have 104 students that we've been able to sponsor for the school year. The school year started late because of the delay of the end of the 2020 school year. So 2020-2021 started in December. And getting all those students registered and getting all of their supplies was a big task for our staff in Liberia. You can see what it looks like to get backpacks and school supplies for 104 students ready. And um, visiting all the schools and doing all the registration was a really big task for the staff that they did in December. And speaking of the staff, as we grow the number of students, we need to make sure that we have the caseworkers to really make sure all the students are doing well in school, that if they're sick, they get the care they need. And if they're not doing well, we do an investigation. What can we do to help them? Do they need tutoring? Do they need glasses? Is the school that they're plugged into doing a good job? All those kinds of things. And the caseworkers are really our people there on the ground who are able to evaluate those things. So as we move into this new school year, we brought on another caseworker. So that'll bring us to a total of 6 caseworkers that we have in Liberia. In addition to our supervisor of those caseworkers, Mammy, and then Reverend Francis as our executive director of Liberia. It's really exciting to see the staff grow. It's really an investment in their lives as well. And we really would not be very effective without them. So it's really crucial to the work we're doing in Liberia.
So as a nurse, one of my biggest concerns when COVID struck the world was how in the world will our people in Liberia be able to take care of themselves? How will they, who are used to community and tight connections, be able to stay safe? So we spent time doing some FaceTime visits with the caseworkers and our staff there, making sure that they had some good ideas of how to teach students how to wash their hands, how to protect themselves by wearing face coverings, and we were able to purchase some of those things. So thanks to many people who helped with our COVID relief this past year, we were able to give several rounds of food supplies so people were able to not have to go into the crowded markets as often. And we were able to give cleaning supplies so that they could all have a bucket for hand washing, something that they were very aware of when Ebola was present in Liberia. So we are just grateful to report that so far, to our knowledge, no one has actually had COVID, none of our students or their families, and we hope and pray and would covet your prayers if you would also be praying the same, that they will be protected in the months to come, as I believe they'll probably not be getting the vaccine very soon in Liberia. But we are grateful to God for the protection that He has placed on these students and their families thus far.
So we were really excited this last year that we had the opportunity to invest in our caseworkers by getting them some training in conjunction with an opportunity provided by Mercy Ships. Mercy Ships sent one of their psychiatrists to Liberia to conduct a mental health awareness training. And we were able to get our caseworkers there who could attend and learn about how to care for people who've had mental health challenges. Liberia life is definitely not easy, and there's a lot of challenges and there's a lot of trauma. And so it's almost certain that our caseworkers will encounter students and family members who need help and care, and they need to be aware of some of the issues in the mental health area. And so it was great to be able to invest in them in this way and to have them be able to attend this course.
So one thing we haven't really often shared about is our board members. It's not just Craig and I that are in charge of Keyara's Gift and our staff in Liberia. We have a wonderful board that we're so excited about. We have Zach Nesper, who has a finance branch, and so he kind of helps with those kind of things. We have Craig Swanson, who some of you might remember, Christina Chu Swanson, and it's her husband. He is a pediatric intensivist doctor up in Sutter with Sutter Health up in the Sacramento area. We're grateful to have him as kind of have his medical expertise. And then one of our dear friends, Kristen Chapman, who has her master's in education. She lived in Liberia with us when we were there and is now in the Tennessee area. And so she helps to kind of weigh in on educational aspects of the ministry. And we've really started to feel like we needed to have some more board members. And so we've just voted in 2 new board members. Some of them, their names might be familiar to Kathleen Matthews, who happens to be my sister. She has done a lot in marketing. And so she is looking to help us do some different marketing things. And For those of you that followed our 20 students in 20 days, she helped us in the writing of some of those stories. You can find those on our website at keyarasgift.org. And so we're excited to try to do some more maybe monthly newsletters and stuff like that will tell you more. So Kathleen will be helping with that, along with our daughter Caitlin, who will be doing some of the graphic design. And then Elaine Howard Eklund, who is our sister-in-law. She has her doctorate in sociology and is a professor at Rice University. And she's done a lot of grant writing in her time at Rice. And so she's going to be helping us with doing some grant writing and looking at some aspects of ways that we can try to expand things with Keyara's Gift. So we are grateful to have them on board. Thank you so much for allowing us the opportunity to share with you, and hopefully you're excited about some of the things that happened in 2020, and we're looking forward to the year 2021 and what all that will bring. If any of you have questions, obviously you can't ask over the video, but you can always reach out to us. Send us a message at our keyarasgift.org website, or you have those of you that know us here locally, feel free to reach out, and we'd be happy to share any more information that might be helpful for you. So thank you for this time together.